Support Connection has been a lifeline to thousands of people affected by breast and ovarian cancer all across the country. Here are some of their stories in their own words.
I enjoy volunteering and giving of myself. Even more so, I had some major health issues, and I think when you go through something like that, it actually increases your empathy, makes you realize how important it is to support people who are going through these difficulties. And so I'd rather have not have gone through these things, but I do think that it made me a more empathetic person and wanting to give of myself, because you're a different person and you know that you're making a difference. No matter how small it might seem, you make a difference when you give of yourself.
I worked for Avon Products for many years, and the Avon Foundation would annually honor certain local charitable organizations. And one year while I was there, they honored Support Connection. And once you meet Kathy Quinn and her amazing staff at Support Connection, anything they ask you to do, you want to say yes. And so our Avon band played at several supporter walks at FDR Park, and Lori and I have been playing in the FDR pool area parking lot for many years as well. The supporter walk at FDR Park has always been a special event for us. One year our son Jeremy designed the shirt logo. Lori and I walked several times before we started singing in the pool parking lot for the walkers, which is a special thrill, because as you're playing your music and you see the throng of walkers approach and start walking through the parking lot, all we want to do is play great upbeat music and encourage them, and seeing them dancing by or stopping to listen and singing along, there's nothing like that. And so we just get such a thrill out of entertaining the walkers that we wish the walk went on for longer, because that's what we love to do, is to entertain and make people happy.
I would encourage people to volunteer for Support Connection because, first of all, they're a wonderful organization. They're filled with wonderful people, and they provide a service for people in the community, many people who we know personally. And also, when you volunteer, you help more than the people you're volunteering for, you help yourself.
Once you meet the Support Connection crowd, you want to help them, and that's what we've done.
I found out I had ovarian cancer after having surgery for what we thought was just a benign mass. So post-surgery, in the recovery room, the surgeon told me I had ovarian cancer. It was right before the Christmas holiday. When I came home from the hospital, still in shock and fearful for my life, I somehow discovered Support Connection. So I made that phone call. And that phone call really changed my life because it gave me the knowledge that someone out there knew what I was going through. They helped prepare me so that when I did have that appointment with my doctor 3 weeks later, I was armed with questions I should ask him. It just changed my whole course. The only thing I had known about ovarian cancer was it was what killed Gilda Radner, who was one of my favorite comedians from Saturday Night Live. So that phone call, it just gave me that reassurance that I needed. It also gave me that hope that I desperately needed. And the one thing that I learned through my journey was that I had all the symptoms of ovarian cancer and I had no idea. Even though it's been almost 24 years since my diagnosis, I do stay involved with Support Connection, even though I no longer live in the New York area. I realized that I had a good story to share and that many women might be able to learn something from my story. No one at Support Connection answers the phone and says, well, where do you live? They answer your questions, they send you information, and they talk to you. And that's what keeps me connected. My husband, Jeff Berg, and I are among Support Connection's largest fundraisers. Every year, as part of the Supporter Walk, I send out an appeal. I find it very difficult to ask people for money. Jeff is much better at it than I am. We raise an unbelievable amount of money, and our friends and family are very, very generous. Our daughter Samantha also raises money every year through the Support Walk. And this past year, she did phenomenal. But why do we do it? We do it because we know where the money is going. Unfortunately, every year I get a phone call from a friend or a family member who says, I've just been diagnosed with breast cancer, or I've just been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. What should I do? And the first thing I say to them is, you've been very generous. Because you knew it was important to me, you've always supported my fundraising activities by giving money to Support Connection. Make that a phone call. Inevitably, I get a phone call back that says, boy, they are amazing at Support Connection. Now I understand.
In the beginning, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, Support Connection was like a life preserver being thrown to a drowning person. I grabbed onto the help with their young women's support group, started to tread water, and then swam to safety. As my treatments progressed, Support Connection continued to keep me balanced and even-keeled. Now that I'm 19 years from diagnosis, Support Connection is like an old friend who has been with me on this roller coaster of a journey and continues to provide me with support one needs as a long-term cancer survivor. A cancer diagnosis is not a finite thing, and unless you have experienced this intimately, it's hard to communicate the ongoing need for support, something that many friends and family may not understand, or I might not feel comfortable burdening them with. An example was that Andrea and Robin have helped me deal with the unexpected, profound loss I felt when my son left for college 3 years ago. I know no matter what happens in my life, Support Connection will be there to support me and truly help me. This is why I have a love affair with this organization. I started out joining a Support Walk team, but then when our temple needed a new team captain, I knew I could truly make a difference. Each year, Team Mitzvah from Temple Beth Am raises on average $2,000, but this year we broke our record and raised $3,000. I am so grateful to my Temple family for helping me support this organization. The joy I receive from spreading Support Connection's mission is to as many people as I can is just a small part of why I stay involved. I truly believe that women and families need this organization to navigate a cancer diagnosis. I cannot even fathom going through this journey without them. I'm celebrating 19 years since my diagnosis, 17 years since I completed treatment, and my 23-year-old son is finishing college. But I will never be done with my involvement with Support Connection.
Our donors are our lifeline, so we can be a lifeline to others. Please donate today.